Does it ever feel like your voice is stuck? Like there's a wall between you and the sound that you want to make? That trapped feeling is more common than you think, and it is not your fault. The good news, it is fixable. In this video, I will show you how to release this tension naturally without forcing or overthinking. These 3 exercises are designed to help you find freedom in your voice so that you can sing with ease and confidence. Ready to break through? As our emotional support, I have Thor here. He's sleeping. There he is. And he will be with us throughout this whole practice session. This trapped feeling is caused by constriction in your false vocal folds, which is one of the 3 structures of the larynx that can close and open the larynx. These little flaps are sensitive to what is happening in our body and mind, so it is super important that we are too. It is essential that you understand what triggers this constriction for you so that you can pay attention and fix these underlying issues and not just learn to control your false vocal folds, because sometimes these triggers override our control over our false vocal folds. So here is a little list of things that can cause false vocal fold constriction in singing and speaking. First of all, too much effort and force when you sing. Our body's natural response to heavy physical activity like lifting or pushing is to constrict the false vocal folds. That is what naturally happens. So it is essential so that you don't use a lot of force and too much effort to sing. Gripping from your abdominal muscles, which is extremely common, that when you start to sing you kind of tense and pull the stomach inwards. You can even try what happens if you tense your abdominal muscles. Do you feel any tension in here? It is very often connected. Too high larynx position. Our body might interpret this as swallowing, which trigger false vocal fold constriction to protect our airways when we eat. You can check my larynx video to learn to control the larynx positions. And very important one, hesitation, worry, and shame. Not only when performing, this can happen at home too, if you are very cautious and worrying that your neighbors or family members might hear you, or you feel a little bit frustrated with your voice when things are not sounding the way that you want to, or even when you are having a really stressful day. The constriction easily creeps in. Muscle memory. So if you are used to singing in a very constricted way, it might be the only way that you know how to produce the sound, but don't worry, we can learn out of it. And in this video, we will practice how it feels to sing without constriction. And now that we've gone through this whole list of things that might cause the constriction, the next list is what you can do to prepare every single practice session so that you can give yourself a fair chance to get rid of that unnecessary constriction and make it easier for you to practice your false vocal fold retraction, so opening the throat. Practice in an environment where you feel comfortable and safe. It is essential that you have a calm space where you are allowed to make mistakes and you can explore your voice at your own pace without rushing or worrying too much. I also understand that this is not always possible. Sometimes you do have neighbors or family members who will hear you, and then you need to ease yourself into practicing, and slowly this worry will fade and you will learn to focus more on your practice than the people around you. But try and find a space where you feel comfortable. Use diaphragm breathing. So relax the belly for the inhalation so that all of the breathing wouldn't be up here. You can see it easily if you look at yourself in the mirror so that you won't lift your shoulders when you breathe. Try to keep them relaxed and make sure that you are relaxing the belly for the inhalation. Maintain a soft belly when you sing without that gripping from the abdominal muscles. Practice awareness of the thoughts and sensations that arise when you use your voice without any judgment. This is easier said than done, but practice. The first step isn't so much changing things. It's more like just being aware of what you are thinking and letting everything to be there. This is the first step, so you don't have to change your thinking patterns all at once. It takes a long time and a lot of practice. And now that hopefully you have a calm and comfortable and cozy place to practice, we can get into these exercises. We're going to use the humming to produce a gentle and quiet sound and retract false vocal folds using some prompts. We are aiming to experience the ease and pleasant feeling as you produce the sound so that you know how it feels. But first of all, before focusing on your false vocal folds, let go of the tension in your abdominal muscles and make sure that you are not breathing in too much air. You don't need a lot. And start the sound as smoothly as possible so that you wouldn't have a lot of force in the beginning. So instead of we are doing kind of sliding into the sound, but also make sure that you don't have a lot of breathiness in the beginning of the sound so that you don't start the sound with but the sound starts clearly. Stay within your comfortable vocal range. You don't have to do the same notes I am doing. And now that you are kind of familiar with this sound, let's start practicing the retraction of the false vocal folds. So opening the throat. You can try this inner smile, this very deep compassion. So really think about someone you care about a lot, or a nice moment that you've experienced, or a place that you miss, and really try and find that feeling. And then let's try and do the same thing and really relax your abdominal muscles, and you're gonna have to truly find that emotional feeling because that will trigger the openness. Maybe taking a pause and finding that compassion. If that doesn't work, you can try silent laughter, like you're someplace where you're not allowed to make any sound, but something is really, really funny and you want to laugh. And then you can try and find that openness and maintain it, and then do the humming sound as well. You can also try to listen something behind you that you really want to hear. Someone is saying something that's very interesting, but you can't turn your head, like really trying to hear. And then doing the same thing. Make sure that you relax the belly. Play with this sound and try different prompts. Relax your lips and your forehead as you are making this sound. And if you feel any constriction or tension, just take a little pause to relax and then try again. But remember that there is some muscle activity going on, so everything is not completely relaxed, but we want to separate that tension from the muscle activity. Remember that the aim here isn't a certain type of sound, it is the feeling of ease and comfortable way of producing the sound. Your voice shouldn't get tired after doing this, or there shouldn't be any throat clearing or tickling in your throat as you are doing this exercise. So don't just keep going if you need to clear your throat or if it feels uncomfortable or even ticklish. To ensure proper vocal fold closure that might help you with this is to think about it like a puppy sound. Or think about adding a little cry there when you are producing this sound. Also, make sure that you don't push too much air out, because that is also another thing that easily causes discomfort. For this exercise, we're going to use the word wow, as if you would be pleasantly surprised about something. So we're aiming for the same ease and comfortable feeling with the sound production as in the previous exercise, but we are now opening it up. So we're getting closer to what it is to sing without any constriction. Look for the open sensation in your vocal tract, in your throat, as you are doing this exercise, and tap into those emotions of surprise and excitement. Again, maintain a soft sound and pay attention to how much effort you are using to produce and start this sound. The beginning should be as smooth as possible, not a lot of forcing happening there. And remember to keep your belly relaxed. You can try and find a little bit of movement and swaying as you are doing these exercises to make sure that you are not carrying any unnecessary tension in your body. Okay, let's try this. So wow, 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 wow. You can try and open your mouth a little bit more and see what that does. Does it help you? If it does, great. If it doesn't, then maybe it's not the best thing for you, but explore and try different pitches, going a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but still stay where it feels comfortable, super comfortable for you to do it, so that we can make sure that the constriction isn't creeping back in. If it does, take a little pause. Don't just keep going. Do a little pause so that you can reset and try again. Relax the belly. Make sure you're not pushing or forcing anything. Wow, wow. Try and find that inner smile or that really pleasant feeling. Wow, wow, wow. You can try the same prompts here than we did before. So we had the inner laugh or listening something behind you or a little cry there. You can try different things. Now speak out loud the lyrics of a song that you are practicing or just a few phrases, and mimic the sound that you hear on an airplane when they welcome you on board, like this really kind of official but pleasant sound, this welcoming sound, so that you can find this retraction there. But we're complicating things a little bit because there are a lot of different consonants and vowels happening there, so the constriction easily creeps back in. but we are paying so much attention to it so that we can find a way to speak these lyrics without any of this constriction happening. So you can try that. I'm using Billie Eilish's song What Was I Made For? So find the same openness in your throat and use the same prompts that we used before. So pick your prompts, relax the belly. I used to float, now I just fall down. I used to know, but I'm not sure now what I was made for. What was I made for? And it sounds completely mad, I know, but try and kind of get over it and take that also as a practice to navigate through these feelings of shame and embarrassment that might come in. It's extremely common, but just bear with me and try to always bring the focus gently back in what is happening in your vocal tract. Try it several times, maybe a little bit higher this time. And if there is constriction, do that little pause, reset, and try again. You can even try just a few words. Or the beginning, very beginning. Do it so many times that you can find that openness. I used to float. I used to float. And you can use any song that you like. And I'm very aware that this song is originally sung with a very breathy voice, which is okay. But in this exercise, I'm using a bit more clear and non-breathy sound for the sake of this exercise. When you feel confident with your false vocal fold retraction and you feel that open sensation in your throat, you can try singing these few phrases exactly in the same way. Just make sure you relax your belly and you use those prompts even before you start the sound. You feel that openness and then you start. And make sure that you are not pushing too much air out. Try and maybe stay close to the speaking. Just start doing it with the correct notes. And you can try it a little bit lower at first and then work your way higher. I used to float. I used to float. And sometimes we may not wish to sing with this open sound, and that is okay as well. It is a stylistic choice, but as you are practicing away from the constriction, it is good that you kind of overdo it a little bit to get used to how it feels when the sound comes out really effortlessly and feels so comfortable and nice. Repetition is the key to change these things into your muscle memory. So come back to this practice as often as possible and try to do only short practice sessions at a time. Let me know in the comments below if you tried these exercises and how they felt, and hit the like button if you found this video helpful. Come back to your vocal practice as often as possible and practice short practice sessions at a time. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to my channel Sing with Mimi. I will see you back here soon. Bye now. Bye 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 bye.